Let us talk about the four horsemen. यदि आपने वो कहानी सुनी होगी तो these were the four horsemen which were supposed to be the messengers of death. That these are the four kind of diseases which will cause disability and finally death over a period of time for most of us. The first are the cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases. That means heart diseases and stroke as well as blood pressure. The second is cancer. The third is now neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's. The fourth is very important. It is a whole spectrum of metabolic diseases like insulin resistance, fatty liver, diabetes, and then autoimmune diseases also now come in this category. All of these are linked to each other. For example, we now know very surely that obesity is a direct promoter of heart disease, brain disease, cancer, and diabetes. The other thing of concern is that all these disease processes start in our body at a very early stage, maybe around 30 years of age or maybe even earlier. Therefore, one needs to be very, very cognizant of these things and know how to stop them. As age goes on, you can see definite evidence of these processes being active inside your body from the way you appear and as well as from blood tests. For example, you can do a fasting insulin level, you can do a sonography for fatty liver, you can check out your autoimmune markers, you can check out markers of inflammation, and they will all show up much before the actual disease shows up. And finally, when these disease processes go on unchecked, we land up with the actual diseases sometime in our 50s, 60s, and so on. And when we get those diseases, we go run towards the hospitals and the doctors, and we prescribe drugs, we put you through processes like angiographies, angioplasties. But the important thing here is that none of these treatments halt those underlying processes. In fact, diabetes is known to increase your all-cause mortality by 4 times. All this is now relevant because of the current research. The current research and knowledge now allows us to understand how these things happen, how these processes develop. And therefore, we have been able to formulate strategies, methods to reverse this or at least stop these processes. And that is what we have been doing in the Transform Life program, where we have found that just changing the way you look at food and changing the way you breathe can take care of a number of problems before they become real problems. So the methods are there, the science is there, but do we do that? I see all the time people postponing these changes for flimsiest of reasons, like they need to go on vacations, they need to travel, they need to go on different weddings, or they have projects so that they have to work for 16, 18 hours a day, and so on. So let me put that thing in perspective. Suppose you have a very expensive car, a luxury car, like a BMW or Mercedes, and you know that this car needs service, this car needs an oil change, that noise from the suspension needs to be taken care of. Are you going to postpone all that preventive maintenance on the car just because you need to go to weddings, you need to travel, and you need to work long hours in the office? You won't, because you know that if you do not address those niggling issues, the car will ultimately break down. And you just don't want that car to break down. Now, similarly, you were to sit down, work for just a few weeks to correct everything that is going wrong inside your body, and therefore resulting in a being which has got 4 times the amount of energy, which has got amazing hair, fantastic skin, no gut issues, a clear mind, total absence of anxiety, a weight which is ideal for you, with that amount of lightness of being, full of amazing energy which is your birthright, with that kind of a being, if you were to go and live life to the utmost, attend all the weddings, go on all the travel, do 4 times the work, and get fantastic sleep as well, without the increased risk of disease or death, wouldn't that be a better and a smarter way to live? Think about it.